Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back once again to some more Total War Arena. In today's video, we're going to be playing some Hasdrubal. This is the other commander besides Hannibal, Hannibal's brother, in Total War Arena for Carthage, and just taking out some of the tier 4 swordsmen. I've upgraded them fully, and I just want to see how they're going to perform on the battlefield. And as I said, we're going to be playing some live. I've picked up this blessing consumable, giving them a little bit more melee attack and melee defense. Obviously, I'm probably not going to come out on top against Roman infantry still, but we'll see. We have some nice formations and charge deflects and missile block abilities. It's going to be really good. So yeah, Hasdrubal himself is a kind of a hybrid infantry melee cavalry. I think he's mainly supposed to be played with melee cavalry, but I haven't got to that in Carthage's roster quite yet. So his first ability is Flying Column, which gives a nice little charge. Now this charge isn't anything crazy, but it's a charge nonetheless, and it's going to be better than the default one, which some units do get access to. So you can kind of almost contend with a lot of the other factions, but again, you're mainly going to be using this charge to come around the flanks and hit the enemies in the side, rather than, you know, trying to challenge a heavy infantry charge, which you're not going to beat on Germanicus. We then have access to Deep Pockets, which is a nice little buff to our allied units, giving them more melee attack, melee defense, and also morale. And it lasts for half a minute, which is kind of a long time. You can chain this on a couple units, and, you know, obviously popping it individually on each of them. Then his final ability, the ability we don't have access to, is called Bribe, and you can basically just make an enemy unit really bad. So a super strong ability. I mean, it's even what that kind of counters Vengeance really nicely, because what is Vengeance at tier 5? Sorry, I'm just interested in this as well. So Vengeance at tier 5 is 50-50, and that's obviously, so it's not quite as good, but if you stack that up with like a Sulla or someone, you can just nullify Vengeance. I mean, this is a really good thing if you're supported. If you have your own team Germanicus with Vengeance, and then you have a Bribe as well, you can cut yourself through. I'm loving now that Arena is getting to this point where there's so many new commanders coming out, that there's so many different combos you can now do, and it's just a really good time to jump into the game. So as I say, I'm probably going to title this like one of the biggest things I want to like let new players know. If you're downloading this game for the first time, I highly recommend, you kind of maybe get a little bit bored, I highly recommend you give this game a chance up to tier 5, because I think something a lot of people don't realize is the game changes so dramatically from tier 1 to tier 5. And I mean, even obviously every tier up from tier 5 is still changing quite a lot. You know, the higher tiers like tier 8 and 9 are very different to tiers 5 and 6, and, you know, tier 1 and 2. Units become a lot more tanky at around tier 4, 5, 6. So you end up getting these more traditional Total War battles where a lot more people stick together and your units can actually have a back and forth. Because I feel like in the lower tiers, a lot of the time, you just end up having it so that like you charge in once, you both kill each other, and you do, that's kind of it for the battle, and it can get a little bit boring and stale. But yeah, as I said, I really recommend, you know, if you're first playing this for the first time, make it to tier 5, make it to tier 4, and then you'll see the game dramatically changing. And not only that, people like can play the game and they understand the game a ton more than they do at the obviously the lower tiers. So they're going to do a lot of smarter stuff, you know, protecting their flanks, keeping their morale high, supporting you as a teammate. So yeah, that's just like a little bit of advice I thought I would depart on people who are just finding this game and joining for the first time. Is just give it a chance. I mean, it doesn't take that long to get up to tier 5, honestly. If you're playing, you know, you stick in a weekend and you'll be at tier 5. Probably not even a weekend. You stick in like a good Saturday and a half, like maybe a Saturday and a Sunday, like half of a Sunday onto the game, and you'll be at tier 5 in no time. And then you can really start to enjoy the games, and then the grind doesn't feel as bad, I feel, because it doesn't really matter when I'm playing, you know, tier 5 or 6, because the units are fun to play with, whereas at the lower tiers, I can definitely understand the issues people have, because the units just die so quickly, you don't have access to all your abilities, so you're kind of just doing the same boring stuff over and over again. But yeah, it does get better. That's my message I wanted to just say in this video. So we are on Rubicon. I haven't really played Hasdrubal too much, if I'm honest. So we're going to be kind of a bit of a novice with him to begin with, for sure. We're going to stick over to this left flank. I want to try and secure this watchtower, because scouting the enemy gives you a ton of points now, which is really good, because it kind of encourages new players to scout out the enemy, kind of take stock of the situation before just blindly charging in, which is something I really like. It also, especially as a cavalry player as well, just allows me to get up there and do a lot more, because in these high tier games it's very hard to rack up a shit ton of points. sometimes when you're playing against good groups, because they're just going to obviously dominate you a lot of the time. So we don't have access to forced march. Obviously that's Hannibal's ability, which is going to make us a little bit slower, but we kind of switch that out for flying column, which I'd rather have a charge than a speed buff most of the time. So as we can see, there's javelins, archers, nothing too crazy. There's also tier 3s here. Yeah, there's actually a group of tier 3s and 2s over here on the left flank. I mean, honestly, we can't really do much here as we don't have any missiles of our own. So we'll make our way through here, I think, and we'll just go and help out in the center. Again, there's not really much we can do against these missiles and javelins. We're just going to be outmatched and outnumbered. So we're going to fall back and just move to the center whilst leaving a unit here. And we have javelins of our own, but they have cavalry and stuff. I feel like this is just a bad situation for us because we can't really do much. We're just outnumbered, and they kind of they outmatch us on missiles, cavalry, and on infantry. So there is our what even are these guys called? Are they like levies? Yeah, Liberian recruits. So pretty trash units if you ask me, but they'll do for now. Be very careful of that, my dude. Cavalry making its way around, just ping off that. Yeah, I want to make my way to the center because, again, I want to be using my deep pockets as best as I can. The nice thing is, though, our archers are just tearing these guys apart. Need to make sure we focus down their missiles whenever we can. No, he needs to be shooting the missiles. As I said, cavalry coming in right here. This is Greek cavalry as well, so it'll rip. Yeah, he's in a bad situation. I don't want to go help in either because I'm going to get cut to pieces there. I think we just give up this flank and move round and just stay together as one and protect all these archers. Because that's going to be our key to victory. You know, if we can get round here, I'll put my deep pockets on someone. But I think the main issue there's just way too many of them. I can probably force chart our way in here. I don't want to pop my ability quite yet, though. At least we kept these javelins alive, which is good. I guess we'll leave this unit here and just have to micro really well. Let's push across the base. Their marchers are back there, obviously, and we can't really do a lot about it, but we can maybe come in here. So let's go and deep pockets this unit, give it a nice little bonus to its morale and stuff. Again, there's not really much we can do against their missiles, especially as Hashtable doesn't really have the best setup. We can come around here, help out these guys, hopefully rout them. That's a really good rear charge. Obviously, we're going to get hit by these woodsmen, but these guys are getting somewhat depleted, which is fine. And we're pushing across with these units ready to meet up. So let's go ahead and spread out our unit. It's another really important thing when you hit like tier 2 or tier 3. And the good thing is we can form tactical formation as well. Should cut these guys apart. Yeah, one of the really good things when you hit rank, I think it's 2 or 3. You can actually spread your units out by holding down Alt and dragging up and down. You can spread your units out so they're much wider. Let's go in here. The archers are actually doing the job. There's no point me engaging this. The archers are doing everything we need them to. We're cutting down these barbarians right here. Perfect. Slow and steady wins a race, guys. I could have run across and attacked them and probably have seen myself killed. We'll break formation just so we can attack these guys. Make sure we turn around here just in case these guys come in. Oh, they're friendly. Okay, probably push on these guys. There's javelins there, but nothing we can't handle. Kill them pikemen really quickly. Try and get over here. Yeah, ideally I want to try and engage these guys. Not that I'm probably going to be fast enough. They've got a lot of reinforcements coming back. Actually, let's just dive into the base. Yeah, let's just dive into the base. Try and get a cheeky cap. Obviously try and... oh, we're in combat now, so we can't deep pockets, unfortunately. Deep pockets is only for units that aren't engaged. But we should be able to... Oh, we can use it now. Perfect. Let's go and pop it on us. Can we pop it on ourselves? We can pop it on ourselves. Very nice. So you can pop it before going into combat. I mean, look at the damage we were outputting on that cavalry unit. Cutting it to pieces. Nice. Good job there by the team. We didn't really do much, but some games you don't have to do much. As long as you're just, you know, not suiciding your units. That's all that matters, right? And at the moment, yeah, we didn't do anything that game. So we'll just queue up and get another one in. But again, we were kind of holding up a large portion of the enemy. You know, if that cavalry could just run through us, they could have gone and decapped us. Their reinforcements could have turned up on the right flank. So even if you don't get a ton of points, sometimes the smallest deed does win you the battles, which can be really, really important in combat. So, you know, always just try and, you know, points don't always mean that you're playing the best in the game. You sometimes have to look to just, you know, sacrificing maybe your own score for the victory, as that's what the game's all about. And it is a 10v10 online, strategy games. So that's very important to maybe sacrifice yourself now and again for victory. Also, I should mention as well, I think for the next 3 days, you get, I think it's plus 300% on your first win of the day. So that's definitely something to pick up. So I definitely make sure you do all of your dailies on all your commanders, as what there's like 12 commanders, so you could get 12 times 300% of your first wins, and that'll give you a load of XP to level up. So definitely recommend, jumping on this weekend and just grinding away. And that's a really easy way as well to get to the higher tiers, just pushing up. So nice bit on Marathon, good to have a different map. It always sucks whenever we're playing Arena and we end up with the same map like 3 times in a row. It's always pretty brutal. But nonetheless, we're going to push up. So what do we have on our team? We have some artillery, we have some good cavalry, so a nice little group of archers. Yeah, we're kind of lacking a little bit on missiles, but I guess we have the artillery to substitute for that. And we also have a unit of javelins as well. At tier 4, you don't really have to worry about elephants too much, as I believe they are just tier 5. Or at least the premium unit for the elephants is tier 5. So this map actually went on a little bit of a visual update. I believe they dropped a ton more ships out here. They made this area a bit more interesting. And they also made the base area a lot more interesting as well. Kind of using the ships, which I really like, as part of the camp. Which was cool. Kind of like they kind of destroyed some of their ships to build this makeshift camp. And then if you look at the Greek side of things, right here, it's a lot more of a, I guess a lot more of just a movement camp. This is a lot less fortified than the other one. But you do obviously have the natural terrain right there. This was just more of a movement one rather than anything. So I think our plan for this battle will be just, head over, take this watchtower, and then just push on. I always recommend taking these watchtowers. If you don't need the units, always keep the watchtowers unless you need the unit in the battle. As a lot of the time, vision is key on this game. Understanding where the enemy are with what units will allow you to understand what you need to do to counter that. If the enemy has a ton of archers, then try and avoid it. Try and draw them into your base so that you can kind of collapse around their flanks. Try and get them away from their teammates. So we'll go up here. Again, we do actually have a bit of missile block with our shield screen, which the unit has access to, which is pretty decent. We will obviously use that to avoid missile fire. It's nothing like huge. I think it's plus 20 to missile block, which will reduce it, if I get caught out until I can pop that off. But it's not going to, make me immune from all damage like, for example, Leonidas' fighting with Shade does. That pretty much makes you impenetrable to missiles, which is a really good advantage for him. We have to be a little bit careful in case they have missiles. We have our own artillery setting up there. So because we have our artillery setting up here, I guess we kind of want to have it so that we fight in the mid-range of the battlefield, right? Okay, that dude's going to do that. In case they have artillery, we're going to avoid clumping up. Also, if you are a new player, I'm going to keep on kind of dropping these tips throughout these parts, because there's a lot of new people joining Arena, obviously going into open beta. If you're playing, if you're new to the game, always make sure you spread your units up like this. Never just right click and let them clump up, because that makes you such an easy target for being surrounded and routed and just cut to pieces for missile fire, for artillery, for cavalry charges. Always try and make yourself as long as possible, because this way you can protect your flanks. If someone's coming around the side, I can do that. And it also allows me, if I come up against someone who's blobbing, to engage their forces with one of mine and then just send these guys round the flanks to take them out. So it's a really effective way. Playing long instead of really thin is something I highly, highly recommend. So I guess we're going to make our way to the center of the battlefield. They have artillery though, which is really scary. They also have a lot of cavalry up here. Probably not going to make it up there. We'll send a unit up here to help out. And then our other twos, I guess we'll just make our way into the forest to avoid the artillery fire. Our artillery doesn't really have the range here. You can see right here. Artillery doesn't really have the range whatsoever. So we're kind of going, they can hit this right now. Okay, we can fight this actually. With the support of the artillery, we should be fine here. This will be a fun little engagement. Now, I don't really recommend doing this because this is not going to be the best engagement fight. Oh, it's actually a Scipio. We can probably maybe take this. If we just hold them in place and let the allies just shoot away at me. Because they're going to have Peeler and stuff. I guess we want to charge, right? And just take this battle. So charge him in. But artillery hit is great. Going to tactical formation. Obviously been war cried, but that's not the end of the world. We're in form combat, and I'm hoping that I can just get friendly fired now. This is one of the situations where being friendly fired is good. Look how many enemies are here. We'll make sure we constantly bribe this unit up as well. And if we need to, we can also support it. He's trying to be a little bit cheeky there by coming around my flank. We will obviously try and stop that by charging into him. That was a bit brutal, and obviously use this unit to bribe. So we'll use this unit to cut down that one. You guys are in tactical column, nice. And we'll just hold this battle line. Now, there's no need for us to commit any more men than we have already. Because we're holding up a large portion of the enemy force right now. Constantly keeping that unit bribed. We have another couple seconds on. I have to be careful about artillery coming in. I mean, that cavalry around the back, but combat should be okay. No, our infantry isn't going to... Actually, I don't know how the infantry's going to handle against Scipio. I feel like we might have this battle or this engagement. We obviously, as long as we keep on... Oh no, they were close to being routed. As long as we can keep on keeping this unit bribed, that's pretty decent. We could also try and get this unit round. Yeah, let's try and be a little bit cheeky here. The barbarians seem to be a little bit busy. Let's try do that and then sneak our way around. And then come round the flank. That might help out a little bit. Again, we're kind of a bit out of sorts. You know, we're going to get outflanked here, but we might be able to clear up this flank, allowing us to then turn around there. We get our bribe back very soon. We want to make sure we do that. And the cavalry can come in for another charge as well. And that's going to, you know, loosen up a large portion of the teamwork right there. Rest of the battle is, I don't know, looking pretty average. Oh, their artillery is pounding down on me now. Oh, that was a big friendly artillery shot on me. I'm actually going to pull this unit out now because I don't want their artillery, because it looks like their artillery's moved up. I want to try and avoid it. But I mean, look at this right now. We're taking on a large portion of the enemy forces. With the support of our artillery, we're doing a great job. I'm actually going to go take this tower for a little bit, just see what else they're bringing. You guys should form tactical as well. And just push your way down there. I mean, honestly, I should probably try and retreat this unit. Are we going to rout? Yeah, I'm going to fall back with this unit. This battle is definitely lost right here. The cavalry can't... Oh, maybe not, though. That support of the cavalry. That's huge. Actually, let's try and get him out so we can bribe our unit and then send it back in. Or, what is it? Deep pockets our unit. Can we just... Yeah, we're not going to quite be able to do that. Okay, let's bring this guy around. We have a good amount of team play right there. You're coming in there. Let's bring up this unit then to support, because I didn't think we'd... You know, that cavalry charged a lot of damage. I was not expecting it. Nice. Kill one of their generals. We get our deep pockets back very soon. Don't know if it's worth putting it on this unit or sticking it on this unit and then charging it in. Probably it's better to stick it on this unit, right? Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's better sticking on that unit and then pouring. Now, we have to be very careful of their reinforcements coming in. But we should be able to kill all these small individual units. And then keep this unit for our deep pockets. Yeah, we're in a... I should have retreated. I'm in a bad situation right now. Because cavalry's about to come flying around there. Tactical column and just hope for the best. Yes, that's a bad battle. I mean, sometimes what can men do against such reckless hate? We'll come in here though and just try and fight. Yeah, we got routed. I should have retreated. That was bad by me. I was kind of trying to be way too cocky there. I mean, we did okay. We held off a large portion, enabled our artillery to do a great job. But yeah, we should have saved that unit. That was way too blind of me. Because my unit could come in really useful right now back at the base. You know, that could be the difference between us winning the game and losing the game. So, you know, not being stubborn and retreating is not a bad idea, you know. So we'll just watch the rest of this battle, clean it up, and see how it's going to go. The moment balance power is very, very even, slightly in their favour. But we have a lot of archers left, which I think is one of our key. If they can keep the archers alive, we'll win. Someone should send some infantry to kill their artillery. Maybe tell Clem to go, because it's by itself. If we just let that RT keep on killing our units, then it's going to be a real, like, that's just going to hammer us away. But I mean, I guess maybe keeping our missiles alive is also really important as well. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Unfortunately, our woodsmen are going to get surrounded there by cavalry coming in and hitting their back. That's unfortunate. These archers need to be very careful as well. They're focusing down the cavalry, which is a solid idea. But yeah, we just need one unit of infantry to go after their artillery. That would probably be able to seal the deal, honestly. Because at the moment, that thing is just going to hammer our archers. And our archers, you know, if our archers are defended, there is no way we can lose this battle because they have no range to kill our archers. But unfortunately, there's no infantry. This cavalry can come flying in now. And that's probably going to be the battle. This guy's playing in a group as well, so it's unfortunate that... Oh, the cavalry... Oh, I guess because the barbarian cavalry is such a slow charge. I think it's like 60 seconds, which is far too long. The archer's actually going to be okay. Yeah, it's really up to the archers staying alive. If the archers stay alive, we win this. Easy. They just maybe need to shoot at this cavalry as it's coming in. Maybe just send one unit in and the other ones to run back. Battle is fierce. No, an entire unit of our Roman infantry has been routed. It just goes to show the power of routing. Yeah, that's probably the game right there. And I could be protecting our archers right now if I stayed alive. So I'll take partial blame for this battle. I definitely could have played better, I think. Because I could be protecting all of these archers right now. I could be going after the artillery right now. There's a lot of stuff that I could be doing differently for sure. Unfortunately, though, it's not looking great for us. They have a lot of infantry right there. But again, there's nothing they can do. If we just shoot them to pieces, and you know, we can constantly keep decapping them. That artillery is still coming in being ferocious. Man, the artillery I really feel like needs to be reworked as well. Because it's in a really, really stupid spot right now. Where, like, you just... I don't know, it's just not fun at all. Like, maybe... I mean, even... I feel like whenever I'm using artillery, it's not even fun either. Because... I don't know. I just feel like losing half, like, because I've like, literally in the higher tier games, tier 6 artillery will kill 1/3 of your unit in one shot, and that shouldn't be the case, right? I shouldn't be losing 1/3 of my unit before the battle's even started. Like, I'm just moving to the middle to scout, and then all of a sudden I see artillery come in and lose half my unit. Like, that's ridiculous. I came up with the idea that maybe artillery could be more of a zoning tool, so that if the artillery hits you, like, the more it hits you, the more damage it builds up. So at the beginning it does, I don't know, like a tiny amount of damage, not a tiny amount, but it does a small amount of damage, and then if it hits you again with its next shot or within the next 10 or 15 seconds, it does, you know, a modifier, so it does a little bit more damage, and then if it hits you again, it does a little bit more damage, and so on. That way, I feel like artillery could be really useful as like a zoning tool to keep people off of towers and stuff, and away from certain positions, because they don't want to get back, you know, they want to avoid being hit again and again and again. You know, I feel like that would be a really good, you know, thing for artillery, because then it becomes less of like a, you know, a huge damage dealer to more of a way just to zone enemies off of an objective, which I think would be a really, really good thing. So yeah, it does look like this battle has unfortunately been lost. If only I was still alive, I could have done something with that extra unit. I could have turned the tide, kept our archers alive, and who knows what could have happened. But one of the cool things about Arena is you just simply move on to the next one, right? You know, who cares about this one battle? I can just play plenty more, you know. It's only taken, what, 10 minutes of my life? That's nothing whatsoever. We can always play again and see how things go down. So overall, a pretty mixed episode. We won our game. Didn't really do much, though. I guess I feel like I didn't really show off Hashtable as good as he is, because he's a really strong commander. Especially, he can do damage and he can also support his teammates really nicely. So yeah, we didn't really do anything too crazy, but that's some good experience. I'm actually going to convert this experience to help level up my cavalry. That's like one of the really nice things about gold, and I guess one of the aspects, it's just really nice that I can play other units whilst also funneling that XP on the units onto the units I want to level up. So I can mess around with these lower tier battles and then still use it to increase the ranks of my higher tiers, which is why this game isn't paid to win, at least at this part of the game. Maybe some elite units are OP or something, I don't know, I haven't really tested them out. But this aspect of converting XP is just like, you play games and you just, instead of playing that one unit constantly, you play a whole range of units and then you just take that XP and stick it onto the units you want to upgrade. I feel like that's a really nice way to approach the kind of monetary state of things. But there we go, that was Hashtrable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what commander you want to see next down below in the comments. I'm kind of close to leveling up to tier 6 companion cav to the elite companion cav, which are really good. They get access to this call to arms ability, which is going to be very useful at helping out teammates whilst I've anviled the enemy. I'm also pretty close to unlocking tier 7 Roman cavalry as well right here. I'm about, I don't know, I'm about like 10k off roughly, and you know, Scipio will level up way before then, so I'm about 10k off from getting Legionary Cavalry, which will be nice. Legionary Cavalry are by far my favourite unit in the game for sure, and then everything else I'm a little bit behind. Got some tier 4 infantry, nothing really to write home about whatsoever. So yeah, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.